So here's a game I had an hour ago against a guy named TheTrueGraham. That was his name. And this is using a team I built way, way long ago, but I dusted it off and brought it out for another game here. So I got Aerodactyl, he's got Flygon. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be Scarfed. He definitely is Scarfed after he reveals his Scarf to me right here. So I could have set up rocks, but I figured, well, if I'm going to probably die anyway, I may as well just go for Sky Attack. So just in the off chance he outrage, because I don't have a Steel type, so I've got to get damage on there and then come in with something faster. And, he U-turned, which is cool. So Sky Attack lands on the Slowbro, which is going to nom nom Sky Attacks all day. But I got a crit, which is pretty handy. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to kill it from here, at all, with Stone Edge, so I'm just going to taunt him now, prevent the slack off from happening in the first place, and because I have a little bit of HP investment, I should be able to live a Surf. Even though Arrow has very, very paper-thin defenses, I should be able to live one, get my rocks up, and then save this Arrow for later, maybe land a Stone Edge on something, maybe taunt something. Who knows? There's endless possibilities for a near-dead Arrow. I am right, I do live the Surf, which is... I'm not going to say it. And I decide eventually to go to Zapdos. I thought about going to Starmie, but what do? I can T-Bolt and I'm Scarfed, so he just goes to Flygon, comes in, outrages, and then what do? I don't have a Steel type, so Zapdos was the better option. Take a Psychic, not too well. This is a physically defensive Zapdos. And I'm just going to go for a Discharge. I don't care if he switches to something. It's got a 30% chance of being paralyzed unless it's Jolteon or Electivire or a Ground type. So Discharge hits the Infernape, doesn't paralyze it, unfortunately. And he's going to fire off a Stone Edge. I thought I'd be able to live one of these because I figured it's just about as powerful as Flare Blitz, right? And I figured I'd be able to live a Flare Blitz. Unfortunately, not the case. He gets a crit, which, Stone Edge increased crit chance. Plus, I think he revealed to me that he was banded, so it might not have mattered in the first place. I think even if he was banded, I should have been able to live with a teensy little bit, but I don't know. It would have been very close, I think. So I just go to Starmie now, and I'm going to fire off a Surf, and it doesn't do that much to the Zapdos. After Rocks, that did 25%. I'm not trusting that damage. I don't want to take a T-Bolt, so I'm just going to go to Dusknoir to take a T-Bolt. He predicted a switch of some kind and goes into Metagross, which, hey, good on him. I don't know if this is exactly a dominant, position for him to be in, because I could potentially have Will-O-Wisp. Unfortunately, I don't. So I'm just going to go for Pain Split as he Meteor Mashes me, and he gets another crit. So, 2 crits, which potentially take down guys that would have otherwise probably lived. I know Dusknoir would have, but Zapdos maybe would have died in the first place. But that's fine. I was just going to Pain Split and then maybe switch somewhere once I figured out what he was doing. Starmie could probably take a hit or two and then, Surf, but not the case. I'm forced to go into Infernape, and I'm going to fire off an Overheat, which will be able to take out any kind of Metagross, unless it's got, an Oka Berry, but he had a Life Orb, so there was no risk of that. Unfortunately, the problem with my plan is now he gets a free switch into Slowbro. Although Infernape packs Grass Knot, it's now -2. It's not going to be able to kill it at all. So I'm going to go to Arrow now, and I'm going to try and land a Stone Edge on him before anything really happens. I'm expecting just to bite the dust this turn, which would be totally fine by me. I'll get a bit of damage on him, and there's not really a lot he can do. However, he lands a Toxic on me, so I managed to live Toxic at 1 hit point, and now I'm faced with an opportunity. I thought he'd slack off this turn, so I went for Taunt. But he just Surfed to kill me, because I figured he'd expect Poison to just kill me, and if I go for Stone Edge, then he'd be at less HP. But the other function that Taunt serves is he can't Toxic again, so I get a free switch into Dragonite, and I can set up a bit. I'm fully expecting him to go to a Flygon, and I really, absolutely should have gone for a Dragonclaw, but I figured, well, even if he goes to Flygon, I've got Starmie. He has to Outrage, otherwise he loses. So I'm going to go to Starmie. I figured I can just go to Starmie, even if he does go to Flygon, take an Outrage, which Starmie can handle quite easily. I should be able to live at around 50 minimum. And then I'll be faster with a Scarf, because we're both Scarfed, I'll be faster. And I can just Ice Beam, and then I'm good to go. But unfortunately, he gets a 3rd crit, which ends up in another Oko of my guys, and I'm just not sure I can recover from that one. Like, I was kind of distant. I was kind of being distant and dicky in the chat with him. Like, he said, "I'm sorry about the crits, man," and I was just kind of like, "Whatever, man." Like, like I shouldn't have been annoyed at him because there's nothing he can do to control it, and I sincerely apologize for that. That's not the way I should be acting. So I missed a bunch of stuff. Infernape actually lived an Outrage, which I did not expect at all. And of course I lived at 29, which I couldn't have lived at 30, and then I could have lived Life Orb, and then, you know, could have Vacuum Waved, whatever. So I go back to Dragonite now, and my only chance is to set up a bunch of DDs in his face. He did get a 3-turn Outrage after all. So I gotta hope he hits himself in Confusion here, which he does. And I didn't even expect Dragonite to be able to live. Like, obviously I'm a bulky set with this much HP, you know. But it's mostly special, and I didn't really expect to be able to live. But of course I was wrong. So I set up a couple DDs as he kills himself, and in comes a Slowbro. So I'm at very critical HP. I'm not gonna be able to OHKO from here with Dclaw. So I'm forced to go for Roost as he Psychics, which does 90 points, which, like, that's a lot. I didn't expect it to do a lot considering this Dragonite has a ton of bulk. And now here I'm thinking, okay, if he misses his Toxic, I've got a legit, or if I crit Dclaw and kill him, I've got a legit shot at this game still. So I go for Dclaw, it doesn't crit, and his Toxic lands. So after Toxic landed, like, that was it. It's just going to be a slow march to defeat, and there's not a lot I can do about anything. His Infernape does have Mach Punch. It's eventually going to come in after I kill him here. And just fire off some Mach Punches as I try to roost up and try to salvage something, but it's not going to happen. All he had left after this was a Zapdos at 50%, which takes 25 from rocks, and a Rotom with no form, I think. We didn't actually see it, but I saw it on the Versus recorder. And I definitely had a shot. Like even after all the crits, I definitely had a chance, and I fully accept that it was my own shortcomings and not the hacks that cost me this game. Which, you know, I have no trouble admitting that. Like, it was my fault. It wasn't the game's fault. It wasn't his fault. I'm sorry that I was kind of being a dick to him, but that's just how it went. So I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't have acted like that. And like, it's just frustrating because JT had uploaded a game today where he got like a bunch of crits against him, and he still managed to win. But not the case for Kote today, and I'm gonna have to go to bed with a loss. So, sorry, dude. Sorry for acting mean. And you know, I'll move forward. I am a better person because of this. So, thank you very much.